Alright, so for this lesson here, we'll be looking at supposition method. Okay, so I'm going to show you one example as to how we can use supposition method to solve the question. Alright, so with this question here, it says that there is a total of 14 motorcycles and cars in the car park. And there are 38 wheels altogether. So how many cars are there? Okay, so let's look at the important information here. We know that there is a total of 14 motorcycles and cars. Okay, I want to ask you this question. When we say 14, do I mean 14 motorcycles or 14 motorcycles and cars? Okay, in this case here, look carefully. It means 14 motorcycles and cars, meaning that there is a total of 14 vehicles. So sometimes when you read the question, you must read carefully. Okay, don't assume that there are 14 motorcycles. No, there are 14 motorcycles and cars. Okay, understand? Alright, and then the question here says that there are 38 wheels altogether. Alright, so how many cars are there? Alright, so some of you may say, oh, Mrs. Paul, I know I can use guess and check. Okay, yes, you can use guess and check. There's nothing wrong, but it's just that it's a longer way of solving it. I'm going to show you how you can use supposition method to solve it, and it's much faster. Okay, so I'm going to show you how first. Okay, but before that, right, I want to ask you this question first. Do you know how many wheels are there in one motorcycle? Okay, in one motorcycle, yes, there are 2 wheels. Very good. 2 wheels here. And what about cars? How many wheels are there in a car? One car, which is 4 wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4 wheels here. And as you can see that, yes, we know that there is a difference of 2 wheels, right? So one car, okay, when we compare these two, there is a difference of 2 wheels, okay, between one motorcycle and one car. Okay, we write this down. One motorcycle, one car. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to start off with the first step. Okay? The first step is to assume. Okay, assume what? Assume all the vehicles are something. It can be assume all are motorcycle. Assume all are cars. Okay, right now here we know that there are 14 vehicles, right? Okay, there's a mixture. There are some motorcycles, there are some cars, right? Which I don't know how many, right? So for our first step, when we talk about supposition method, the first step is always to assume. Okay, imagine you change all of the vehicles into something. Okay, so you can choose between motorcycles or cars. Okay, but for me, I will choose the smaller ones, which is like smaller number. Like in this case, like motorcycle only 2 wheels, right? So I will change all the vehicles, assume all the vehicles there are motorcycles. Okay, so I'm going to use motorcycles here. So I'm going to assume all 14 vehicles are motorcycles. So assume all are motorcycles. Okay, then how? So when you assume all are motorcycles, that means there are 14 motorcycles, right? So how many wheels are there for 14 motorcycles? Which is 14 multiplied by 2. Because one motorcycle, 2 wheels, right? Okay, so 14 multiplied by 2 is 28 wheels. Okay, so when I assume all are motorcycles, I will have 28 wheels. Okay, now I want you to look at this. Over here, they say that there are 38 wheels altogether. Okay, this 38 refers to what? 14 motorcycles and cars. Okay, so now with that, right, I can find the difference. What is the remaining? Okay, so I'm going to find the difference in what? So this is your step number 2. So your step number 2 is to find the difference. Okay, let me use another color. Okay, so step number 2, difference, okay, between the total, okay, okay, and what we assume. Okay, so it's actually 38 wheels and 28 wheels, right? So we are looking at these two. So we're going to find the difference between the total here and what we assume. Okay, so we just need to use 38 minus 28 first. Okay, so this is the remaining number of wheels left, right? So 38 minus 28, we have 10. Okay, so there is a difference of 10 wheels here. Alright, okay, then what's next? So now we are done with our first 2 steps. Now I'm going to move on to our third step. Okay, third step is this. Now we're going to find the difference between one motorcycle, the number of wheels for one motorcycle and 1 car. Okay, then I will show you how we can find the answer. So difference between the number of wheels, okay, between 1 car, okay, 1 car and 1 motorcycle. Okay, so this is just 1 motorcycle and 1 car, right? So which is what? 4 minus 2. We're going to find the difference here, right? So 4 minus 2 is 2. So there is a difference of 2 wheels. So when we look at just 1 motorcycle and 1 car, right, the difference in the number of wheels is just 2 wheels. Okay? So with this, can somebody suggest to me what would be our third step then? Fourth step then, which is I give you a big clue here. Now you can use this, the step number 2 and step number 3 to help you to find the next answer. Okay, from there, you see the difference between the total here and what we assumed just now over here, our motorcycle, we have 10 wheels here, right? Okay, and then the difference between 1 car and 1 motorcycle is 2 wheels, right? So we can find the number of cars, isn't it? Right, which is 10 divided by 2. Okay, because this 10 wheels belongs to the remaining number of wheels from the cars, right? So 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we found out that, oh, there are 5 cars. Okay, so that's it. There you have it. You have found the answer. There are 5 cars. So I just run through with you. Okay, so when we do this supposition method, right, there are 4 steps. Okay, first of all, you always assume all something to be something. We usually choose a smaller number ones. Okay, so assume all are something first, and then after that you find the difference between the total and what we assume. Okay, so you take the total and what we assume, you find the difference. Then you find the difference between one of this, okay, in this case the 1 motorcycle and 1 car. You find the difference already, right? Then you can divide. And why you divide is because this is the remaining from the cars, right? The number of wheels from the cars, isn't it? So that's why you divide by 2. So you use this 2 to help you to find the answer. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So from here, I know that there are 5 cars. So these are the 4 steps for supposition method. Okay?